Disney, Disney, Disney. It's not exactly a newsflash to say Disney has gone woke, gay, and politically correct, but many families across America have no idea that behind the scenes, Disney's depravity and perversion has been going on for decades. There's more evidence, and it's overwhelming. There's proof that Disney is now openly and rapidly pushing LGBTQ+ indoctrination and woke programming, and the highly influential multi-billion-dollar corporation may also have a child predator problem. I'm David Fiorazzo, and this is Christ and Culture. So why does this matter? Disney's power and its tentacles have not only flown under the radar, but they have poisoned young minds for years to reject God and the biblical worldview while accepting things like homosexuality and witchcraft. Disney executives have openly admitted now they are grooming children, and this alone should concern parents. The company now gloats about intentionally placing LGBTQ narratives and characters into movies, cartoons, and storybooks. Disney also promised to wage war against the parental rights in education law, which is the actual title, but is known by the far left as the Don't Say Gay bill. The law bans teachers from talking to 4-year-olds about sex. Right? Florida's HB 1557 legislation mentions parents many, many times and never once uses the word gay. That's a fact. Here's what it says, quote, "Classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards," end quote. Who would have a problem with this? The fact that Disney executives and many of its employees have issues with protecting innocent school children speaks volumes, or it should, especially for a company that people think embraces children. Now, if that weren't enough, Disney is showing its hypocrisy by going against the Florida state law while expanding programming access in the Middle East to nations that have strict laws and often severe punishments against homosexuality. The list includes Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen. Thanks to the work of journalist Christopher Rufo, some leaked footage emerged of an executive producer for Disney Animation bragging about her, quote, not at all secret gay agenda. LaToya Ravino admitted the company has already been pushing hard for many, many more LGBTQ characters. She said that wherever she could, she would add queerness, those are her words, such as gay characters kissing in the background of a scene, and emphasized the fact that at Disney, no one tried to stop her for some reason. The new video from a Walt Disney Company meeting is concerning as well. It shows top executives vowing to increase the number of LGBTQ characters in Disney productions. Now, the progressive elites called the meeting Reimagine Tomorrow. It sounds like something right out of the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab's Great Reset agenda, doesn't it? Next, Disney corporate president Carrie Burke went so far as to say Disney wants more than 50% of its characters to be LGBTQ plus and racial minorities. Now she smiles as she proudly describes her own 2 LGBTQ kids and says that her colleagues at Disney want to be part of groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories, end quote. Pray for her and her children, that God would get through to them with the truth. Now, she should feel broken, not proud of being the mother of 1 transgender child and 1 pansexual child, her words. So it's no surprise that in order to guarantee LGBTQ plus awareness content is available for children, Disney creators chose to restore a lesbian kiss in the upcoming animated film Lightyear. Remember Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story? Well, it used to be a no-brainer that Disney was family-friendly. Not anymore. Those days are gone. Now, on to the more disturbing part of this story. Disney's child predator problems and how the media has covered it up. Here's a very quick example because our time is limited. Hat tip again to Chris Rufo. In 2014, CNN did a 6-month investigation on Disney's child predators and recommended more sting operations to catch, quote, so many more sexual predators, end quote. This year, CNN now says that mentioning this exact problem is a conspiracy theory from the QAnon factor. Rufo wrote an article for City Journal exposing the fact Disney theme parks have had a long-standing issue, unknown to the public, of course, with child predators gaining employment and exploiting minors. Even after the 2014 report mentioned above, Disney saw a steady stream of, quote, employees caught in the dragnet for child predators, end quote. Disney employees have been arrested. 3 in a sting operation in Orlando, others having committed sex crimes using the internet, child pornography, and as recent as last month, 4 more Disney workers were arrested in another sting operation exposing, quote, human trafficking, child predators, and prostitution, end quote. Okay, let's be fair. Most employees work at places such as Disney for a stable job and a fun environment. But the sad truth is, wherever you find a lot of children, you're going to find sexual predators. Now, if a corpse could roll over under the ground in its grave, Walt Disney would do just that, as well as most of our grandparents and great-grandparents, if they could see what was happening at Disney today. Now, according to what we know, Walt was a man who seemed to believe inspiration comes from God, and religion is necessary to maintain a proper balance in life. Here's what he said in an interview. Walt Disney said, quote, all I ask of myself is to live a good Christian life, and toward that objective, I bend every effort in shaping my personal, domestic, and professional activities and growth. Wow! Now, I wonder what his family thinks about the company's godless ideologies today. From what I understand, when you walk into one of the Magic Kingdom theme parks today, there's a plaque featuring a Walt Disney quote that reads, here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. And now, according to Disney, there is such a thing as a diversity and inclusion manager. Her name is Vivian Ware. They have now removed all mentions of ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in its theme parks. Why? Well, to support the minority, of course, the LGBTQ plus children, to make them feel safe and included, right? It's all about diversity. So, parents, with what we now know, it is concerning that Bible-believing American families today keep supporting Disney and pay top dollar to escape reality. It's just entertainment, right? That's irresponsible, and you know it. But the company is dripping with godless agendas, depravity, and wokeness, and young children are being affected. Are you not entertained? Over at The Stand, in an article called The Man Behind the Mouse, Hannah Meter writes about Disney executives today and says, they are cowards because instead of tales of hope and triumph, they're focused on indoctrinating kindergartners. They are cowards who are now painting the villains as moms and grandmothers instead of evil queens and dragons. They are cowards who care more about what China thinks of their films than the morals of their American-born creator. They are cowards because they slip content in their streaming platforms, hoping parents don't notice, but mostly they are cowards who choose to insult the large majority of their customers to appease 5% of the population that is screaming. Sadly, as we've seen, the minority with the loudest voices and the help of Hollywood and the media, the depraved mainstream media, they're the ones that often force others to either comply or compromise. But this is the new direction Disney has decided to take over the last many decades. Parents, be warned. So, if need be, cancel your Disney Plus, Disney Movie Club, and Disney Insiders memberships and talk to your kids about God before they are taught about something else. If you agree this is a concern and children should be protected rather than exposed to these agendas, please consider boycotting and rejecting all things Disney. Sorry. God bless you, and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.